Hey there, everybody. My name is Lane, and welcome back to another episode of Solely Survival. Today, we're going to get started on making an enchantment tower somewhere in the world. I was going to tear down this wall and kind of extend it out and make that into an enchantment room, but no. That is way too simple, way too easy, way too lazy. I'm not about that. Instead, we're going to do something a little bit different today, and we're actually going to make a tower. So in last episode, if you remember, I went ahead and made the field over here, and behind the field we had this, extended area of land, and it was a little bare, a little empty, and it could use a little love. So what I'm thinking is we can make like a little bit of a watchtower out here, and that watchtower is gonna pretty much house our enchantment table. I mean, it is gonna be a little bit of a walk from the village, but the home base, I should say. But I don't care. We can do it, and it'll be all right. I mean, later on in the season, we'll have more than one enchantment table anyway. So I'm thinking we're gonna probably put it like right about here. Um, I've already kind of designed a tower. It is not set in stone, but we are for sure gonna go ahead and make one today and see how that works out for us. So I'm gonna head back to the house and get the materials, and we're gonna start moving stuff out here, and hopefully get started on that soon. Alright, I've got most of the resources moved over here for today's build, and I guess it's time to go ahead and get started. All right, you guys, the tower is finally complete, and I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know. I've always been terrible at building towers. I know I say I'm a terrible builder quite a bit, but I've never been good at these. So I think I did pretty good at it for the first try. It is, a little bland, but I mean, we're only 4 episodes in. We've only got so many materials. I know that excuse is only going to hold up for so long, but we're going with it for right now. So I've already done it, and I've done the interior for the most part. I plan on getting rid of the torches for lanterns at some point. That issue will be resolved soon, because I cannot stand these torches being around everywhere. And, yeah, I just made a nice little nook down here, and I think it looks pretty cozy. I plan on adding some carpets and stuff, and, kind of doing more decorations. And, well, we're going to ignore this floor because I really had no idea what to do with it. I might come back and make it like a brewing room or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But this is where all the magic is going to happen. This is where our enchantment table goes, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that down right here. Make sure that that's going to say level 30, and it does. All right, and I've already got a grindstone up here, so when we get the enchantments that we don't want, we can get rid of them. And I don't have the iron for an anvil yet, but again, we will take care of that soon. And yeah, we're about to go ahead and make us a full set of diamond tools real quick, and we're gonna get back up here and see what kind of enchants we can get starting out. Okay, I really like how that looks from here. That really adds nicely to the skyline. I'm loving this. All right, we are back in the enchantment room, and I'm going to go ahead and start seeing what we can get. Now, I know it said unbreaking on the first one, on the shovel, unbreaking, unbreaking, unbreaking. Okay, well, I'm not going to roll the pick until we get Silk Touch or we get Fortune. Fortune is going to be the priority, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the unbreaking 3. Couldn't even get efficiency. Great. All right. Fortune 2. No. Fortune 2. Unbreaking 3. All right. This is going to take a little bit. I'll skip ahead. All right. I have re-rolled and I finally got the Fortune 3 pick. It's got Fortune 3 and Unbreaking 3, so it's not the greatest thing in the world. And the other one's got Efficiency 3 and Unbreaking 3, so again, not the greatest thing in the world. But I don't have an anvil to combine the two, so we're just going to have to roll with it for now. And, well, I used all of my diamonds on these tools, so I don't have enough for any armor whatsoever. So since we now have the Fortune 3 pick, we are going to head down to the mines and see if we can get enough diamonds to make a full set of armor. So I will see you guys there. Today has turned into our lucky day. I was just mining and I came across this skelly spawner. And I mean, that's crazy because we did just happen to make the enchantment table, and well, the other thing on today's agenda was an XP farm. And I was going to make like a whole mob farm, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little bit lazy. So I might go ahead and just use this instead. Set up like an actual, scaly grinder or something. But, for all of that, I might need some extra resources or whatever. So it might take us, a trip to the Nether for some soul sand before, we can get this worked out. But this is going to be awesome for early game XP. Because I've got XP farms for late game. I'm not going to spoil that. But this is going to be awesome because we're going to need a lot of early game XP. I've got a feeling about that. But, I mean, I do have a lot of, XP farms for late game. Like whenever we go to the end or to the Nether or things like that. But I'm not going to spoil that right now, obviously. But I do have plans for that. But in the meantime, this is really going to do perfectly, especially for all the bones and stuff we're going to get. So I can actually make the terrain look, a bit more natural instead of it being as flat as it is back at base. But I'm really excited to have found this. So we will be back to this very, very soon. Alright, so we are finally back home after our mining expedition. I'm just going to go ahead and start showing you the loot real quick. We've got 32 diamonds, which is great because, I mean, that's going to be enough to set us up with, a little bit of armor. I think I do have actually a few more diamonds put somewhere. So I'm going to have to, try to locate those, but that'll be great. And then, some redstone dust. I found an iron vein, which to me is probably the most exciting part of all of this. I got 62 raw iron and then 1 block of raw iron. This is going to be awesome because we really needed that. So I can go ahead and make an anvil, which is going to be useful. And then I found the golden apple and the C418 cat music disc in the spawner chest. So overall, our little expedition went really good. We really benefited from that. I'm going to go ahead and start smelting up some of this iron, and then I guess I'm going to, figure out the plans from there. I was running through the world trying to figure out what my next plans are, and I think I've finally got it. So before I tell you the plan, I've got a bit of a confession to make. When I made the barn and terraformed all of this, I missed a big area. A huge area. I missed all of this. And while I want to say it's just because I forgot, it's because I'm lazy. But I think that's where the laziness comes in. So since I forgot to terraform, all of this, I remembered that there was a little cave down here. And I think I'm going to set up a nether portal right against that wall. And I'm going to kind of decorate the area a bit. I mean, I do have to clean it up a little bit from where I sloppily terraformed up there. But that's fine. That's something I can work with. But this, I think, is going to be where we start our nether hub. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to close off all these gaps and stuff. You can see the field through here from where I had, hoed it down, that little pixel. And yeah, I just want it to look more ruined down here. And I feel like the darkness that could be, left down here from closing all this up would add to the atmosphere of that. So I'm going to go ahead and start by kind of closing this off and kind of terraforming it all around. All right, so I've got that done for the most part. There's a couple little areas I want to fix up, and I do want to go back and get rid of the torches at some point. Again, needing iron. And I'm going to go ahead and make the portal here and then lead the path on over towards the entrance. I think it'll just be easier that way to start here and then work that direction instead of starting there and then leading here, because I feel like if I do that, I'm going to make more of a straight path instead of actually focusing on where it should be curving and everything like that. I don't know. I kind of reverse engineer a lot. So we're going to start here. All right, you guys, I actually just went ahead and did the, well, pretty much the room. I did the path and the portal, and I got the ceiling fixed up. I left that big hole in the wall because I actually kind of have an idea of what I want to do with it. I think, if not this episode, maybe in the next episode or two, we'll come back here and turn this little area into like a cobblestone generator or something, because it kind of sucks having to go back down to the mines every time I need a little bit of cobblestone. But we'll figure that out. But in the meantime, since we've already got the portal made and everything else, we're going to go ahead and head into the Nether for the first time of the world. All right, let's see what the Nether has for us. All right, we ended up out in a warped forest, which is great because I actually really like the warped wood. And we've got this crimson forest near here as well. And then there's a basalt biome right over there. This is going to be great for all the resources that we need from here. But the one thing that we really need is soul sand, because I want to make water elevators so we can get the skelly farm up and running the way I want it to. And quite frankly, I've got a few other ideas in mind with it. So I'm going to go ahead and start taking a look around and seeing what we can see. I was just exploring and I came across something super interesting. I already had to put up a barrier to protect myself because I've already died once over here. But I found this fortress. I just got chased out by a bunch of wither skeletons, and yeah, well, they killed me. I lost my sword. I had to make another one. We're not gonna talk about it. I'm also gonna go ahead and collect all this quartz. I've got a feeling I'm gonna need it later, and well, I need the levels back now apparently. You guys, I have already found a wither skull. Not even 10 minutes in this fortress, and I've got a single skull. Oh my god, I've already got a second skull. Alright, after about 45 minutes and 2 wither skelly skulls, I have finally found 2 rooms with soul sand in it, which is exactly what we came for. I wasn't planning on going into a fortress today and getting any of this, but it's the way it went, I guess. I was really just going to look for a soul sand valley and be done with it, but we'll take what we can get here. And there's actually 2 rooms and a skelly. So I'm going to go ahead and collect all the soul sand and I'll get out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and collect all this soul sand and get out of here. Alright, now that we are back home with all the materials that we gathered, I'm going to go ahead and start getting stuff together to make that skeleton farm. I've already kind of planned out how I want the room to look, and it's going to need some tinted glass. So I'm going to go strip mining until I can find a geode and sit in there just long enough for me to get some tinted glass and get that going. And then we're going to get in there, we're going to make the room, and we're going to get that going because we're going to need these levels really soon. Alright, I've got the resources together and I've made it back to the room, and I guess it's just time to go ahead and start cracking it. We've got to get this done because we're going to need these levels ASAP. So I'm going to start pushing these walls out by a couple more blocks in each direction, and then digging down by another couple of blocks and getting the room, squared away. No pun intended. And yeah, so we're going to get the chamber ready. I'm going to use this area to push water this direction. So the scalies, when they spawn, they'll just fall in and they'll get funneled into another little area and they get pushed up and over into a killing chamber to where we just kind of sit there and we just keep swinging until they're all dead and we keep getting the XP and the bones and everything. This is going to be really helpful for us because we need all the bones that we can get and all the levels. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on squaring away the room and yeah. Alright, you guys, I finally finished extending the room. I said I was going to do it on each side, and I decided to just do it back towards that wall. I'm not really sure if it's going to kill the rates at all or anything. In my creative test world, it seemed to be just fine. And I went ahead and made this little dip here, so the water will push all the scalies back in there, where I'm going to make the water elevator. I'm also going to remove this here in a minute. That's just for me to get up and down. The slab is also important to put on top of the spawner because it prevents the mobs from being able to spawn on top of it. I don't know if they can or not, but I know in previous worlds I have seen them spawn and then push themselves on there. So yeah, we'll just do that for safety. But I'm going to go ahead and make the water vader going up there about 20 or so blocks and then push them over towards where I will be killing them. I've got to kind of map out that room first before I push them over, but we'll get to that. I've also got, you know, all the decorative blocks and stuff. I'm going to kind of fix up the room a little bit. I wasn't going to at first, but I decided I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm done taking half measures. We're going to do this. All right, the room is shaped up, and I admit I got a little carried away, and I went ahead and did, well, kind of lay out the room and, you know, kind of get some of the decorative stuff in. I'm still not done decorating. Obviously, this is pretty bare, but the goal of it was to plan out exactly where the scalies are going to be dropping in. I still haven't really made the tube, even though it kind of looks like it. I just kind of dug up to about there. So I've got to go in and I've got to actually count out how many blocks up this is going. So this way they're not dropping and killing themselves automatically. And yeah, so I'll see you guys when I'm done with that. All right, 10 minutes of swearing and screaming later, I've finally got the water vader put in, and I finally got it all mapped out to lead over here. So now all we have left to do is to try this out. So I'm going to start by getting rid of that. Oh, there they go. Close that off. Now down below, I wanted to put a block of ice right there where they're going to get stuck on. But, well, I don't have any ice right now. So we're just going to have to rely on them to push each other up into the water vader. Eventually. Maybe. Oh, there goes more. Alright, and I think I heard the bubbles. Up. It's working. I just got to put one more block down there, but it's working. Alright, I've got it completely fixed up now, so we're not going to get hit by any of the hostile mobs that are falling in here, and we're going to keep just collecting everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here AFK for a little bit, and I'm probably just going to go ahead and decorate the room and get that looking nice and get that out of the way, because, I mean, it is, quite frankly, a bit of a mess in here. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that up and sit AFK, and once we're done with that, we're going to see what enchants we can go ahead and get on some of our armor and other gear. Alright, I've been AFK here for a little bit now, and I've already got 39. We'll go ahead and make it 40 levels. And, well, I finished decorating the room a little bit. So, I went ahead and made this little pit here for all the bows that we collected. I can't tell you how many of those I have already thrown out. It's ridiculous. And I set up a little storage area, mainly for all the leftover materials that I was using, you know, that I collected from all of this. Chances are I'm never going to need this much storage down here, but it looks nice. I also added in these trap doors because, I mean, we are in a cave, and quite frankly, I don't feel safe without doors. And I went ahead and made like a little bedroom with a little bit more storage. Again, not that I'll ever need it, but it looks nice. So I've been sitting down here for a little bit, and you can see how much of this we've already gotten. Now my bow has got infinity, so I'm never going to need really any of these arrows. So I'm probably going to end up trashing those at some point too. But the bones, we've got quite a bit for like the 30 minutes I've been down here. It's not been bad at all. So now that we've got all these levels, I'm going to go ahead and head back to the enchantment tower with some of our gear and see what we can get on our gear and maybe some more of our tools. I'm back at the enchantment tower, and I went ahead and moved our little bit of armor over here, and we're gonna go ahead and get started and see what we can get on some of this. It says sharpness 3, efficiency 4 is not bad, blast protection, protection 3, fire protection, and protection 3. All right, I think I'm gonna start with sharpness. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, I don't want to bore you guys by making you watch me try to enchant and disenchant every piece of armor, so I'll just go ahead and skip ahead until everything is enchanted, or until I am lower than level 30 and can't enchant anymore. Alright, I am done enchanting now, and aside from our sword, we've got protection 3 on our diamond leggings, and protection 4 unbreaking 3 on our boots. Our helmet, our chest plate, and our axe all didn't really have anything worth getting on there for the time being, and I'm just going to kind of wait until I get enchants before I put those on. But with that being done, I think I'm going to head back down to the mines and try to keep getting more levels. And I'm probably just going to keep enchanting off camera because I don't want to bore you guys with, me constantly coming back up here to enchant. So I'm just going to kind of do that for the time being. And with that being done, everybody, I think that's going to be the end of today's episode. If you like today's episode, please be sure to leave a like and comment down below letting me know what you guys look forward to seeing next. And subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any more future updates. As always, I've been me, you guys have been great, and I will see you next episode. Goodbye, everybody.